How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well today. It's been a not so stressful day, let's just say that. It's been quite a nice start to the tour. First day ran smooth yesterday. Last week back over in America and actually playing shows again.
How was the show yesterday? It was the first one of the tour.
Yeah, first one in Dallas yesterday was really good. Took us by surprise, more kids than I expected there, which was a nice surprise and nice to come back to your first show and there's more people than you would expect. The show was, all round was good, had a stage invasion at the end, so while everybody else was on stage, I ran off and watched it from the front, which was quite funny.
So what do you like touring about in America? What stop are you looking forward to?
There's a few places on this tour I'm excited to come back to, like last time we were here with Pissed About All Time Live, Texas kind of blew us away, we never had a response like that, so coming back here was cool. Looking forward to like Chicago, Detroit, New York, Philly, obviously LA, there's loads pretty much everywhere. I'm looking forward to going back to Seattle as well. It's been probably about 3 years since we've been there.
So for those who are going to be seeing y'all live for the first time, what can they expect from the band set?
Energetic, quite lively, have a bit of fun on stage as well, got a few jokes. No, it's just like we try and keep a high momentum when we play live and try and get a crowd, everybody involved with the set, everybody singing along.
How would you describe the band's sound and what makes You Me at Six stand out?
Well, I think we stand out because we're British in America, so obviously the accent really captures people and go, oh, okay, so you're not from around here. And I just think we put our own twist on things, I think we have a different style of how we do our music, like in rock pop.
For someone who's never listened to the band, what song would you recommend for them to listen to?
I'd say one of our new songs, like Live to Lie, definitely shows the direction our band's going in. Like after the last 3 albums of building up, I think we really started to capture what our sound's about.
Were you nervous about releasing that new song?
Not really, because it was kind of meant to be like blending everybody back into what You Me at Six is about, We thought it was like the best first song to release of it, because it's kind of like what we've done in the past, but it's also got a little bit of new touch in there. And yeah, it was kind of meant to just be like a soft release, and it kind of blew us all away. We had like a top 10 single in the UK, so really stoked on that. And the reaction online as well from everybody seeing the video says like people like the song as well now, so hopefully they're like the rest of the material that's going to be coming out soon.
Do you ever get tired of being in a band? Is there something you'd like to do on the side? I know you do a clothing line, but is there any other projects you would like to do?
I don't know, like I like music. For me, if I wanted to do something, I'd like to go and learn how to like produce and record records. That's like something I'd be interested in doing. But obviously, when you do so much at once, it's quite hard to focus on it, So no, I just kind of enjoy just playing music and writing music.
So I read somewhere that Josh said he's fallen out of love with some of his favorite bands by the third album because they weren't making the same kind of music anymore. What do you think causes a band to stop creating that kind of music that fans actually want to listen to?
I'd say it's risk. I think bands take risks, and sometimes it's too much of a big risk to take with some bands, and then some bands take a risk and it works out right, So I think for us as a band, it's all about progression, because if you keep writing the same thing over and over again, it can be like regurgitated on your fourth album. It's kind of the same as what you've written before in the last 3. So you have to try and push your musical abilities to a new level. And that's why I find sometimes you can fall out of love with some bands you like, because either they've gone too far and it's not what you expect it to be, or it's just far enough that they kind of be like, oh, that's really cool, but it's still got that touch of what their band was about.
Yeah, because you guys are about to do your 4th album.
Yeah, so it's got the same position.
We still like listening to you. So.
Yeah, I feel like for us as well, it's kind of weird because everybody's saying to like Live to Lie, it's like, oh, it sounds like You Me at Six are going back to their older ways, I just think because the last year was such a hard time in our band's career. There was lots of things going on behind closed doors. It was just like, and when we were recording that CD, that's why it kind of came out how it did with Sinners. But I think this CD we're going to be releasing, Cavalier Youth, is a little bit more upbeat and positive because the whole entire experience this time around was amazing. I think it came out in our music.
You all have sold out arena shows back in the UK. It's an impressive goal for an artist to reach. Did you ever envision the band getting that far? And is there a new goal that you guys want to achieve as a band next?
You always want to set yourself goals when you're in a band. I don't think any of us expected this to happen, so when things started to pick up, we were like, okay, cool, well, let's try and get to here, you know, like a life goal achievement. And when you've done that, like some of it for us was like to play Brixton Academy, then play Brendan Leeds, and we played Wembley. We've got to go over to different sides of the world, from obviously America to Australia and Japan and Europe. This is like, you start setting yourself targets of where you want to achieve then, where you want to get yourself to the next level.
What do you think the effect of the new album will do for the band?
Hopefully exposure. I think for us, America's started to really find out about our band. And I think that's like the same for a few places in the world. They're just coming around to years. Because we've been going for about 6-7 years. So for some people, the fourth album's going to be the first album they're going to hit, which is the most exciting thing.
Aside from Live to Lie, are there any new songs you're playing on this tour?
No new songs. We don't really play songs unless they're released. Just because we don't want people to really kind of do a video on their phone at the gig and it sounds not amazing, when you want people to hear the work you've done after like putting months of effort into it to be the best they're going to hear it.
So what does the rest of 2013 look like for Yumi at Six?
After this American tour, we go home for a week and do some promo, and then we go out on tour with 30 Seconds to Mars across Europe and UK, and then hopefully there'll be another single out around Christmas time as well.
You want to ask that question?
It's the dumbest question ever.
What?
Do you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Did you update to iOS 7?
Yes.
Do you hate it?
No.
Duh, I'm like the only one that hates it.
Because
I love it.
it's just an upgrade. It just takes time as well. I think like you don't like something at first, but then after a time, it's like, oh, it's actually quite good.
I looked at it after it updated. I was like, it looks like an Android phone, and then all my apps started crashing on me constantly.
I just upgraded to the 5S, so I'm trying to get all my stuff over to the new phone, and it's just taking forever. It still hasn't done it yet. I'm just like, this sucks. That's the longest thing. But no, I quite like it.
Thanks for taking the time to do this interview. Do you have any last thing to say to close out?
Keep eyes on Yumi at Six. We're going to have our new album Cavalier Youth coming out next year, and just keep updated with our social medias and doing more exclusive news.
Someone